Everybody loves a wheelie. Whether you are a bicycle, ATV, motorcycle, unicycle freak, we all love somebody pulling a wheelie and riding off into the sunset. The wheelie indicates skill, courage, and testosterone-filled manhood. The guy who can confidently wheelie gets the girls. We all know this to be fact, right? Wheelies come in all forms on all types of bikes. There's little wheelies, there's long wheelies, there's low wheelies, weird wheelies, and there's little bike wheelies and big bike wheelies. There's even backwards nose brake wheelies. Those types I've never had the skill or inclination to master myself. The question becomes, when is a wheelie a bad thing? When do we want to keep that front end of that wild stallion down on the ground where it belongs? Well, in motorcycle racing in general, getting too high of a wheelie means having to let off the gas. Letting off the gas is not good in motorcycle racing, especially at the start of the race where staying on the gas is critical to acceleration and maintaining speed. As we all know, getting a bad start in motorcycle racing, particularly motocross racing, can have a less than ideal or even dire consequences, some of which I don't even need to explain. So, to prevent the age-old problem of suddenly gaining too much traction and wheeling off the starting line, preventing you from getting the hole shot, enter the fork lock or Holeshot device. The Holeshot device is nothing new. It's been around for over 20 years now. All the pros and many amateur racers now use them in dirt as well as pavement racing. The idea is to keep the front end low, stay on the gas, get the hole shot. What is a hole shot, you ask? A hole shot is not only being first off the line, it's also being the first rider coming out of the first turn. Being first off the starting line and first into the first turn is what you want to do to prevent this. The device doesn't guarantee a good start, but it certainly doesn't hurt either. However, for many of these devices, the Holeshot device is a two-person operation. The rider has to compress the forks while the other person simultaneously locks the mechanism. It can sometimes with practice be done by yourself with your boot like a manly Ken Roxon does here, but most of the time you need to ask a buddy to help you, not always convenient. Enter the Rackum Fork Locker Holeshot device. It eliminates the need for a second person to set the mechanism for you. You simply lift the lever on the mechanism and then compress the forks, locking them in place, and you're done. You're ready to go. I'm going to give you a brief overview now of what it takes to install the Rackum Fork Locker Holeshot device, but I actually recommend watching Rackum's own installation video, which is very good and better than anything I can do here, but they aren't nearly as entertaining as I am. Anyway, this is how you install it. But first, before we dive in, I have to mention my friend Brant Berger. Inventor, amateur vet racer, and all-around good guy. He decided there had to be an easier, better way to lock down his own forks, so being a racer himself, he decided to develop his own device, thus the Rackum Fork Locker. The Rackum Fork Locker is a beautiful piece of precision work made of 6061 aluminum, very strong, very light. Just by looking at the packaging and precision of the work, you can see it's really a quality piece. It does come with directions, but again, I advise you to watch their excellent installation video. It won't hurt to watch mine as well. Another really nice innovation with his system is you don't have to slide the ring over the upper fork tube, so you don't have to pull your fork leg off to put the ring on. You simply open it up, place it on, tighten it up. A really nice feature. You can do this entire job with a Phillips screwdriver, an Allen wrench, a 5/32 and a 1/2 inch drill, a tape measure, some masking tape, and a utility knife. It's really that easy if you take your time. They also give you a really nice quality metal template to cut an accurate hole in your own fork guard. You're going to be cutting a hole in your fork cover. There's just no way around it. They're all like that, so just get over it and do it right. So just measure how far down in the travel you want it to lock. They recommend about 4 inches down, but just keep in mind if you want it to lock even lower down in the travel, it will make it that much farther you'll need to compress the forks, and at some point it will become difficult to engage the device. So mark your preferred placement level, check that the alignment of the screw holes is straight. then drill and cut using the provided template. I installed this on my highly modified Honda CR230F that has CRF150R forks installed. Essentially, I'm putting it on a 150R fork that only has 10.5 inches of fork travel. Therefore, I set my level at only 3.5 inches, which I found to be about right. It was just low enough, but still easy enough to engage the device. The one thing you really need to pay attention to is getting the mounting screws and washers to sit perfectly flat, making a nice smooth surface to slide on. And this holds true for almost all the different Holeshot devices out there. As long as you check with your thumb and just make sure it's a nice smooth surface to slide on, you're good to go. Once you make sure that you have a nice slidey surface there, nothing to catch on, you can go ahead and tighten everything up, and then you'll want to check the actual operation of it. Gently lifting the lever up and then sliding, you'll hear a positive click. And then reach around with your thumb and push the hook, and you should also hear a click. Try that a few times and it should be operating smoothly. After that, it's just as simple putting everything back together again and do a few test runs before you take it out. And then if the alignment where it hooks together, the latch hooks together, make sure that's in a proper alignment by looking straight down. You can always turn the ring mechanism a little bit to get proper alignment. Okay, now it's time to go take this out to the old riding spot and check it out. All right, well, we have the Rackum Holeshot device installed, and looks good, so we're gonna try it out. Nothing fancy, just a few starts, just so you can kind of see how it works, just so you can see if you might want this thing or not. It's been a while since I posted it. It's been really busy. And this is the part of the video where I start making excuses about why I haven't been making videos, but I'm not going to bore you with all that. And this is for all you creators out there. I don't need to tell you that life gets in the way of making videos. Stuff happens, stuff breaks, computers break, vehicles break, finances break, but you have to keep going. You have to keep moving forward even when it hurts, even when it becomes difficult. So don't give up. Keep going, keep moving forward, keep making videos, learning from your mistakes, always moving toward the goal, whatever it is, one step at a time. Try not to trip. We're gonna try this thing out here, and I wanted to show it to you before it gets all dirty. So this testing is by no means scientific in any way, and I don't have accurate measurements, and I don't have a stopwatch, but because I'm by myself. But I felt this thing, by seat of the pants experience, I can just feel the difference with this thing, and I feel like it's really going to make a difference. So we'll see how this thing works in my next race. Hopefully I'll get some better starts. We'll see. As you can see, there's a couple here without using the fork locker, and then here's a couple of starts using the fork locker. It was super easy to set it, and what a difference it made. It really made me just be able to concentrate on throttle control and clutch control and not have to worry about the thing wheeling. It just didn't even feel like it was going to come up at all. It's perfect. I really liked it a lot. Okay, I first started out on a really smooth but slick dirt surface. And a big difference, but where I really noticed it was when I went over to a hard asphalt surface. I cleaned away some of the dirt off this asphalt section here, and this is where I really noticed the difference. So on a concrete start pad, it's going to make a huge difference. Dirt, it's still going to make a big difference. So I really was impressed with this thing. What a difference it's going to make. I can hardly wait. I'm hoping to run a couple of smaller races up in Northern California before I head down to Glen Helen in November. All in all, this was a pretty easy installation as long as you follow their directions closely. I had some start troubles at the World Vet Championships. Not only was I down on power, but I kept wheeling off the line. So I'm going to practice with this thing, and we'll see if we can do better this year at the World Vet Championships 2023. Be there. In the next video, we're going to be installing an air-fuel ratio gauge, which really should help the carburetor jetting really dialed in on the old girl. We'll see how it goes.